Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good morning. Thank you very much. So I'm going straight to share a new data from Bujang Valley on the special briefing, actually just to share what's the new data to all the participants. On the Kedah Tua Kingdom, the ancient Kedah Kingdom, with the new evidence. Okay, this is the location of the whole Bujang Valley, recorded in 1980 by Jane Allen's, covered 400 square kilometer with 87 sites that discovered from 1840s until 2007. 87 sites from 1840s until 2007 in an area of about 400 square kilometers from Yan on the northern part to the Sungai Muda River in the south. That's the location that all the sites that discovered during that period. So it's around here, the whole Bujang Valley. For all the presenters, for your first time here, our Penang Island is here, just about an hour to the Bujang Valley, to the northern part. So in the state of Kedah, we are in the northern part of Peninsular Malaysia. Okay, what's so special about this area? Because we all know the trading during early period of trading economic system involved Straits of Malacca, here, from the India, Arab, Europe to the China, recorded by Ptolemy since during the BC period, before Christ. So you all also know that during the period they're using the ship, and really on the wind situations, if the wind allowed them to move the ship, then they will go. So where is the place to stop by? And the Mount of Jerai here is really a typical landmark to the traders from India, from Europe, from Arabs. So, and the mouth of this river, the Merbok River, is really fantastic to them to stop by, to enter through the mouth of the river. And this is a really good natural panoramic view, and also natural panoramic condition that allowed them to stop by here. So this is the situation why they choose Bujang Valley. This is today's panoramic, the same like before, but different in terms of the water level. Okay, so they have the Merbok River. There are a lot of mangrove. This mangrove is very unique. In the whole world, we have 60 species of mangrove, and 40 of them are in Merbok area. 40 of them are in Merbok area. It's a really fantastic area. Okay, the whole Bujang Valley, well known since 1840s, start with James Low. This sums of the publication by James Low in the 1840s, 48, 49. And then continued by Irby, where he founds the ruins on the top of Mount of Jerai. Until today, you can see the Mount of Jerai. And on the top of Jerai, I already dated the site. The Chandi, the temple, is built during the 6th century AD. If you have a permission to go to the peak of Mount of Jerai, then you can see some of the ruins. 6th century AD. And then continued by Evans around 1920s. There is more data about the Bujang Valley. So this is the three researchers with some basic publication on the Bujang Valley itself. And then continued by Coach Wills and his wife together, more detailed study, more excavation, more survey and mapping, and both of them works on at least 30 sites in the Bujang Valley. And come out in the Mambras publication journal on the archaeological research on ancient Indian colonization in Malaya. During this period, still called Malaya. And then other publication that really important is these two PhD theses and one master thesis. Jane Allen, she should be here with us, but I heard with some problem she cannot come. So she done his PhD in early 80s on Bujang Valley in the University of Hawaii, and she is first time recorded the total of sites, 87 sites covered in 400 square kilometers. Yeah. Then Malaysian archaeologist, well-known Hassan Shohaimi, in 1984, University of London, done some of the data on the Bujang Valley, including Leong Sao Hing, a lecturer from University of Malaya, 1973, done his master degree from University of Malaya. So these three main theses that if you want to know detail about the history of Bujang Valley, then you should read these three basics on. Okay. And then other books or publication, for example, our archaeologist from University of Malaya, Dr. Muhammad Sufyan Sabtu, Tamadun Awal Lebah Bujang, published by Dewan Bahasa Pustaka in Malay. And also Nik Hassan Shohaimi and groups Osman Mamayatim, so all Malaysian archaeologists in 1990, Antiquities of Bujang Valley, published by the museum itself. Yeah. So the black one, the black dot, is all the 87 sites covered from the north in Yan, Kedah, to the south, the Muda River, Sungai Muda, in all this area. And this the complex Sungai Batu. Little bit inland compared majority of the site that was found since 1840s. So more than 140 years with 87 sites, start with the British archaeologists, some majority of them, James Law, Irving, Corris Wales, Alistair Lamb, Peacock, then continued by the Malaysian Rashid, the first curator I think in the Bujang Valley Museum, and then Adi Taha, Hassan Shohaimi, Jane Allen, and continued until 1990s. Okay, because of the 87 sites, in 1980 the government put a full commitment to build a museum, one museum in the Bujang Valley known as Museum Archaeology Lebah Bujang in 1980s. You just imagine in 1980s, this area is a part of the very inland area. But still the government put some investment to build the museum because very clear there is an evidence of civilization. Okay? So what they found since 1840s, mostly the monument is Vimana Mandapa, the Chandis, the temple. I give a relative dating, is about 5th to 6th century onwards. Very clear rectangular shapes or square shape of Vimana Mandapa throughout the area. Out of 87, there are 35 sites recorded as monument in Bujang Valley from 1840s until 2007. And this some conclusion, what they found from the whales, lamb, Whitley, Liang Xiaohing, Jane Allen, and Ning Asan Shuaimi. So the oldest, but relative dating, not chronometric dating, 4th to 5th century onward, AD. So by 2007, the federal government through Jabatan Warisan Negara, the Heritage Department, asked us to complete the data on Bujang Valley. So to complete the data, I have to know, USM have to know what are the issues. If you coming back to the Ptolemy record, there is a record that mentioned the Strait of Malacca was used much earlier in the BC period. So my question, why the earlier researchers not found the BC sites? Where is the site during the BC period if Strait of Malacca was used much earlier? So I'm using the radar image, the satellite image, the remote sensing. In 2007, I just want to know, in the year 1 of AD, tahun 1 masih, where is the sea level? I'm using that data to know whether there is a correlation between the sea level during that period with the civilization evidence. So this is some picture that give me a clue that during the first year of AD, the sea levels is up about 2 meters and enter the inland area about 7 kilometers. So this clue gives us an answer that the all of the 87 sites during the first year of AD still under the water or in the swampy area. So I went straight to Sungai Batu because this area during the first year of AD just nearby the sea. It's true that when we went there in 2007, a lot of the bricks is already on the surface and a lot of iron slags on the surface, because this area, these sites of Sungai Batu, they changed from jungle to rubber estate and then to the oil palm estate. They already bulldozed about 1 meter of the topsoil. So the culture layer is very near to the surface. You just dig up about 5 inch to 8 inch, you already arrive at the culture layer. So that's the new site, Tapak Baru, quite inland compared to the other sites, the 87 sites. So this is the reconstruction of the sea level. The first one is from 1st to 3rd century. So Sungai Batu is here. So 4th to 10th century. So more land compared to the first one, more and more, and after 14th century is until today, it's become like this. So Sungai Batu just at the sides of the sea level. This is how we use the scientific technique to know from the paleo-environmental reconstruction where is the old sites, the ancient sites of Kedah Tua. So we went straight to the area, the road that you crossed yesterday or today, just built in 2007, just finished, and we found mound and mounds in that area. Mounds mean the small hill that the site itself. So we mapped about in 2007 97 sites in 4 square kilometers. Another extra site, 87 sites mentioned by Jan Allen in 400 square kilometers. This one another 97 sites in just 4 square kilometers. So it really shows, it really represents the complex of civilization. The real things come out. This is all the 97 sites. we found and we mapped in 2007. And then we informed the Department of Heritage that this is the area that we can get more data to complete the Bujang Valley evidence. So we got the license from Heritage Department in 2009, and we start the research in February 2009. As you know, archaeological research start with the geophysics to locate where is the site, what's the underground, what actually underground, and then we start to put in the trenches and start the excavation layer by layer to see the cultural evidence. Yeah. So in 2009, this is a picture. We involved the local, about more than 100% of local level, and also our USM staff and student, Heritage Department staff, and also the museum staff involved in the first 2009 excavation. After 9 years, until today, we already excavated 52 sites out of 97 sites. And we already found 4 functions. The ritual sites, the river jetty is part of the port, the iron smelting, the heavy industry, and also the administrative building for the port. Only 4 functions that we know from the 52 sites. There are a lot of more sites to be excavated in the future. And the dating that we got from this 4 functions, from 52 sites, the sites was used from 535 BC until 17th century AD. Continuous use from time to time, about 200 to 2,600 years. So the 535 BC evidence came from the iron smelting industry workshop. You all know, when we talk about, when we discuss about iron smelting, for sure there are remains of charcoal and ash. Okay, so this charcoal is very important and is a material that can give a dating of the sites of artifact. So the iron smelting 535 BC. How do you know this workshop is iron smelting? What are the evidence you found to prove it was used as an iron workshop? First, for sure, they must have the iron ore, VGBC. Yeah. They must have the material, the source. So, our question, where they get it, the iron ore? So, after mapping the whole area, and from the geological map that was mapped in 1966, the whole area full of iron ore. So, all around Mount of Jerai, there's a lot of iron ore. Anybody knows UITM Merbo? Underneath the UITM Merbo, all with iron ore. Anybody from UITM who want to become a quarry manager? So there's really a lot, the iron ore. No problem at all for this industry to be on. Okay? So the second one, to smelt the iron needs 1,200 degrees Celsius, at least. So it's not involved with open firing. They must have the furnace. They're allowed. Orang kita panggil go. So they must have this, what they call a furnace. Then the furnace need the bellow to make sure the temperature in the furnace will be up until 1000 degrees Celsius. So then perlukan pump angin, what we call as a bellow, or archaeological words, the tuya. Okay, they need these 3 tools, and all these 3 tools we found in Sungai Batu, in every site that really show the function as a iron smelting workshop. Yeah? As you can see here, the iron ore, hematite and magnetite majority. Yeah? The second one, the furnace, but in Sungai Batu we only found the base of the furnace because they broke the furnace to get the iron ore from the furnace. But 40 kilometers from Sungai Batu, we found more than 10 sites with the intact furnish. Very clear. And then you must have the tuya. The tuya is the French words because they found first in French. So as I already mentioned, some of the visitors, because it is found first in France, only about 20 pieces, but in Sungai Batu, you can go to the site and see more than 2 million of tuya. You just imagine how busy this industry with 2 million of tuya. The storage of tuya in the world only found in Sungai Batu. Then the smelting process starts. They must mix the iron ore in the furnace with sand and lime, and for sure the charcoal, the woods, so that the irons become really strong compared to the original material. Yeah. Because of the process of the iron smelting, as I mentioned before, there are a lot of ash and charcoal in every site that we excavate. So the charcoal is very important, where we can know what type of species of tree they use as charcoal, as arang, and also we know we can use the charcoal for dating, to know the date, the tarikh. Okay. And then what type of product after the smelting? Did they produce the knife? Did they produce the sword? Did they produce the chariot or anything regarding the final product of the iron? But nothing there, only very few knives that I think is more to the personal item to the workers. Yeah. What we found is more like this. These pieces that I thought at first it's just iron slabs. Because if they produce the ingot, automatically, I think the same with you all in mind when we talk about ingot is a fact, rectangular things. Yeah. So I'm doing the comparison throughout the year that this is actually at least the big size, the finger size, is the ingot during that period at the early stage. So this one of the workshop of the iron smelting, the round yellow, the white one is the ash, represent the 3rd century AD. So this workshop SV2A, the site of SV2A, they're using the sites from 3rd century AD to 8th century AD, 500 years, doing their works in this area, in this site, just this site. So this, the base, the remains of the base of the furnace in the site. Okay, the top one is already the probes to get the iron ore inside, the iron ingot inside. This is the storage of tuya, the round shaped bellow that they use to the wall of the furnace. Millions of tuya on the side. This is another example of tuya. It's about 8 inch. There is a small hole at the center that allowed them to pump in the air. And the small hole, the standard deviation is 0.01. You just imagine what type of mold they use from 535 BC. What type of technology they use. How they control the product with the same shape, with the same size. This is the location, Sungai Batu, and this area we found the intact furnish. This is the intact furnish in the in situ location. So you can see the tuya, yeah, in the wall of furnish. Tuya, tuya, tuya. So for each one, each furnish with 1 meter height and 1 meter the diameter needs about 5 to 10 tuya for each one in one process. So the material of tuya and material of furnish all from clay. So from all the iron smelting site, we know what type of iron ore they use. We know from where they got the iron ore, the raw material. And then from the excavation, we know they break into small pieces, and the roasted process happen in every site of smelting. And in the finish, they put in the sand plus wood and plus lime, and the product ingot and iron slag with the temperature 1200 degrees Celsius. So we know the technology, we know the focus work, we know the specialization, and for sure this involves a very high social hierarchy. Very high. How you want to control the level, how you want to control the geologists to know where is the iron to import, to quarry. And for me, at least at one period of time, at least 10,000 people in this area. At least. Okay, to see the quality of the iron slags, iron ingot from the SRD machine. SRD analysis very clear, very good material of iron, more than 70% of ferro for each ingot that we analyze. So the quality is very, very good. Now I want to know, because no record in the Malaysian history book record that mentioned Malaysia or Malaya during that period, or Kedah Tua during that period, the ancient kingdom during that period, export iron. We only know during that period, our country well known in terms of gold and tin, Swarna Bumi and the others. So, because no record, we have to start to read and to find evidence on the writing records. So, these sums are the writing record that we already found. In the Changkam period, during 200 BC to 200 AD in the south of India, they import the iron from Kataram. And after more detailed study, the Kataram, the root words of Kaz, K-A-Z-H, means the black iron. And during the 10th century, very clearly import the iron to make a chariot, the iron import from Kataram. The same, the root word means the black iron. And Al-Kindi and Al-Biruni, the Islamic record, mentioned the best iron in the world came from Yemen, Kala, for the Kedah Tua and Hindi. And I Ching in the 7th century AD recorded 3 finger size that you already see on the one of the PowerPoint. He will get 5 coconuts from 1 ingot, 1 iron slag. In the traveling, he's traveling from Chia in China, means also the black iron, to India to learn about Hindu Buddhist. He stopped by in Nicobar Island, and the Nicobar Island, you know, the Nicobar Island until today is still naked. During 7th century AD, needs the iron to make their own knife. It's recorded. And Kataha in the Sanskrit, that's the lingua franca throughout this region, at least during the first year of AD, means the bowl of iron. So we are the storage of iron for the world. And we found the iron smelt inside. There's some of the evidence that we found. So throughout the region, the world, you can see how important Kedah Tua, Sungai Batu for the world civilization period. Now I'm going to the monument, the evidence of monument that I can divide into 3 regarding the function, the ritual, the special monument, the ritual, the river jetties, part of the port, and also the shaft bandar of the port, the administrative building for the port. So we already found 3 type of function monuments, special monument that they produce. This is an example. At the beginning of the research, it's very difficult for us because if I'm compare my experience with the Angkor, my experience with Borobudur, Machu Picchu, Maya, all the others, very clear. At least 3 to 4 kilometers away, you can see the structure of Angkor. A very clear structure of Borobudur. Very clear structure of pyramid in Maya, pyramid in Egypt. Very clear structure ziggurats in Mesopotamia. But we only found the base of the building, the floor, the lantai, and some wall not more than 2 feet. But very clear arrangement that we can see from the floor. They change from one direction, then they change, it become a wall, part of the wall. As you can see the rooms inside the building. So this is the wall, one wall, this the opposition wall. So this one room during that period. So at the beginning very difficult because you had to see from the top. So my student asked me, Prof, fungsinya apa ni? Dah sebulan dah ni kata. Tak tahu apa dia. So it's very difficult at the beginning. So this is another arrangement of the bricks that you can see horizontal bricks every 2 layers, then the gap, then every another 2 bricks or layer. So this is how we works. This and this is already 9 years. Not even single day holiday until today. So we found the stairs, the step, we found the pillar, the bricks pillar, we found the floor and also the wall. And we know the technology. So the bricks made from the clay around that area, very good clay, the kaolin and also the marmoronite, plus the sand and others. We know the temperature of the bricks, they produce 400 to 600 degrees Celsius. We know the cements, they're using the mud and also some with the resins, the dama. And the base of all the building, they're using the laterite. And surprisingly, sangat memanjakan, they have the roof tiles during the BC period. You just imagine the village kampung during 70s, 80s, still using the nipa as setup. But this period, they already have the roof tiles and we can see the evidence of pillar. So now the yellow color represents the jetty at both sides of the river. That really represent, because so many jetties, so many platforms, both sides of the river, so it's really present the port. And you can see how busy during that period of this port that involved with the iron. So this is the architecture of the river jetty. They're using the floor, they arrange the brick every 2 bricks for 1 layer, then a gap, then every 2 bricks, then a gap. So when the water level is up, it will drain between the bricks. This is the first time we found the architecture of jetty in Southeast Asia. Very clear, all 12 jetties that we excavate shows the same architecture. So this from other side that you can see the layer of the floor. So the reconstruction of the river jetty. There is a floor and a wall behind and a step and also round shape to pull on your ship. So this the roof tile. I think some of you know this is the Singora roof tile. This is another material that was produced since BC. If we found first in Sungai Batu, it cannot be called Singora. It will be called Sungai Batu. So, little bit frost on that. Because only later period we found this. But this is the origin of Singora. And these are the pillar base. There's so many types of pillar base. I think 7 types of pillar base. Some on the bricks, some direct on the ground. Okay, this is the second monument that function as a ritual with a round shape as a base, and then a square 5.5 times 5.5 on the top. So, Mr. Stevens, the architect at 110 AD. So I'm not sure your groups of architects during that period, because it's perfect, 5.5 times 5.5 structure, all bricks. So the round shape dated 110 AD. Today a lot of the news or the data about the years. So I hope you can imagine what is BC all about. What is AD all about. So the 0 is Nabi Isa lahir. So the left part BC. The right part our Masihi, our AD today. So our AD is 2016 now, is here. The other part is BC. Yeah. So 110 AD, the round shape. And around this monument, we found 12 pottery that shows a ritual. Yeah, right? And the square shape dated 6th century AD. So the first structure is just the round shape. Okay. Then later, at 6th century AD, they built the square shape, the square, and also the small round shape on the top. Yeah? So this is the plan. So the structure here, 110 AD, and also they have a lot of hall and others. Here we found the food remains, a lot of swampy area shells, where we found a lot of charcoal. So if we compare 110 AD to other part of Southeast Asia, this is already the oldest monument in Southeast Asia. For this one, 110 AD. So this is the reconstruction, the shape of the monument, very special, round and square. And then we also found the Shabanda monuments, or the administrative monuments for the port. So the pink color is the port, the river jetties, and behind we found 12 monuments, some with 4 rooms, some with 3 rooms, some with only one room. So this represent the administrative structure building to handle the port. Yeah. So for example, if you went to Langkawi, there is called a Kedah station, where we can see the room of immigration, the room of customs to handle the port. Yeah. So we already found this one. Yeah. So this is the shape of the administrative building. Yeah. so many type of shape. And the oldest monument right now is 487 BC. This one of the monument represent the 487 BC using the OSL dating. So the round shape building is just 110 AD. That one also is very old to Southeast Asia. But we already found the 478 BC building. So this the construction where we found the stage, pentas on one section of the building. So kalau kita boleh reconstruct this, because we don't have very clear, if we compare with Angkor and Borobudur, so we have to play this one with, for example, with the hologram to build up so that our tourists can understand what it's all about. So this is another one, I will go fast, as another sample of the shape of the building. This represents the 3rd century BC. This is the 2nd century BC, just a square that we found in one of the sites. This is very nice. There is a step going up to the stairs on the top. 1st century BC. This is the river jetty that represents the 5th century AD CE, the shape. This is another river jetty on the 5th century. This very special one, sites SB2E with the walkway or the boardwalk, very far and very nice elongated positions. This is the 10th century CE, the river jetty. This 5th century BC, very big structure or building. Okay, this is another shape. So if you compare with the chronometric dating throughout Southeast Asia, all the evidence that really shows the Kedah ancient kingdom is the oldest and the first one in this region, based on this chronometric dating. But based until today, tomorrow if you found in Cambodia much older, you cannot say you know what it means. So in general, for sure, because they export the iron, they export the ingot, they must have a very good, very high kingdom. But until today, I'm no evidence what type of kingdom. Langkah suka, I'm not sure. So we have to wait until one day we know what really kingdom here. But for sure, it's very good, high social hierarchy kingdom, because they're involved with iron. Because iron is the end of technology. When you come to 1,200 degrees Celsius, it's nothing for you. Bridge, ship, it's nothing. Because you are already at the level of 1,200 degrees Celsius. So we have friends on civilization, very clear Angkor, around 802 AD, Sriwijaya, that already become archaeo-heritage, archaeo-tourism product.
Yes.
Yeah. So this the comparison that we can go for the tourism industry and others to allow us to compare and to see the constant. Okay, sorry, I'm little bit late to show you the dating concept that I mentioned before, the 0 BC and AD. So we have the evidence of 6th century BCE from the iron smelting. The oldest monument in Sungai Batu, or the old ancient Kedah Kingdom, represent the 5th century BC, and also continues until the whole area of Lumba Bujang conquered by the early people. So this ancient Kedah Kingdom, iron smelting, start 6th century BC. Then we also found the evolution of religions that shows at this point they start with animisms, then very clear Hindu Buddhist, all the Vimana Mandapa throughout the Bujang Valley already dated, that give a date, the oldest is 5th century AD. So for sure during 5th century AD, the whole people in Bujang Valley is Hindu Buddhist. Then from the nearest Sultanate, various sites mentioned that 1136 is already Islam in this area. So you can see that one. And in terms of evolution of architecture, from 6th century, from 5th century BC, they're all using the bricks until 5th century AD. It's about 1,000 years. Then they know how to manipulate the laterite, the rock, the granite, and also the river pebbles to build their temples around the Bujang Valley. So we answered at least 3 from our research, from 9 years of research in this area. So if we compare throughout the regions, throughout the world, there where the old Kedah Kingdom will be in the old civilization in the world. So this is the map right now. Today maps the location, all the site, really one big complex, civilization complex. We already start excavation here. There are 5 sunken ships in this Paleo Lake or Paleo River. This is the industry area, the iron smelting, this industry area, all with iron smelting. This is the ritual sites. This is the administrative, the Shabanda. After 5 years of research. Yeah. So, for the whole country, as mentioned from Professor Stephen Oppenheimer, we have very old evidence of prehistoric in Lenggong, 1.83 million years. In Sabah, we have the evidence of prehistory 235,000 years. And I think a lot of you know about Gonia, the near cave in Sarawak represent the 40,000 years. And the only evidence that really represent the early kingdom for the country is only from Kedah. The whole Kedah kingdom start from 535. So the dating, we're sending the dating for organic charcoal, for radiocarbon and AMS to Australia, Wollongong University, Japan, and Beta Analytic Lab. So every sample, at least 3 labs to confirm the date. Yeah? I'm not playing with the date. 535 is not just from 1 sample, but at least from 3 samples from 3 different labs. Because in our country, not even a single lab on radiocarbon. I'm really afraid because this scientific lab is very important for the country in the future. If you go anywhere, the negara maju only can maju if they have the scientific lab. Until today, not even a single scientist from Malaysia knows about what is dating all about. It's already 2016. Okay. For the bricks, there is a different technology. We call it OSL, or thermoillumination dating. We send the dating to the Oxford and Washington University, Korea Basic Science Lab, and also Hirozen Lab in Japan. At least 3 to 4 labs for each sample so that we confirm all the results. So this, Dr. Zarina will mention detail about the development and also this our proposal to the government. Yeah? So these are some of the publication, some of the media. We already in the History Channel 2 years ago, yeah? The Sungai Batu. So this is the mouth of Sungai Batu in Marbo. I propose to the government so that this area we have a light and sound show on the Marung Mahawansa enter to the Marbo with the tuyu as a symbol of the entrance. So thank you very much.